Welcome to Glorious Botafogo, your only source of Botafogo news in English. And there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the last few days since I was last able to give you a update on everything that it's been happening at the Botafogo camp, especially with the World Cup of Clubs that is upcoming. Now, as you can tell by the thumbnail here, none of this stuff is clickbait. Now, it's what are the chances, right? Let's just get straight into it. What are the chances of Cristiano Ronaldo signing with Botafogo? I would say not very high. But is there a chance? And the answer is yes. There is a chance. With John Textor, there's always a chance. Now, how high would I rate those chances at? I'd say pretty low. Ronaldo is a very expensive player. Ronaldo is a player that still at 40 years old is producing, scores lots of goals. And playing at the World Cup of Clubs, would it be good for Ronaldo's career? I don't know. I don't know if it's the right move for his career. Would it be the right move for Botafogo? 1000%. Just from publicity, from sponsorships, for the return on the investment, not only, inside the pitch, but outside the pitch with all sorts of promotions and jerseys and all that. Ronaldo pays for himself. Signing the player, in the long run, it's already going to pay for the signing. Just him being at the club is going to be good. But I don't know. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's also Botafogo. And if there's ever been a better match of a player with the club, is Botafogo and Cristiano Ronaldo. Why do I say that? It's because, for those that don't know, if you're not from Brazil and you're watching this and you don't know, in Botafogo's history, the number 7 jersey is the equivalent of number 10 everywhere else in the world. There may be other clubs out there. But in the history of world football, there have not been more notorious number 7 in the history of world football than in Botafogo. I mean, I could just give you 2 names, and that's all the names you need to know. Garrincha, and that's it. And that's all the names I need to give you. But there have been other iconic number 7s in the history of Botafogo. And mostly Brazilian names, and there's also other players that came and played here. But Botafogo with Garrincha, Jairzinho, number 7, you put Cristiano Ronaldo in the mix. It's hard not to see. Why Texter would want to bring Cristiano Ronaldo apart from the obvious World Cup of Clubs, the return on investment and performance. I have heard that Ronaldo was somewhat interested in participating in the World Cup of Clubs and participating in the tournament with the club. I also heard that he was not very keen on living in Brazil, but that's another thing. So if he does sign, indeed, it would be just for the World Cup of Clubs, which I am completely fine with that. Another thing, and this is a big one as well, obviously not on the scale of the name Cristiano Ronaldo. Wendell, which was the player that Botafogo signed in the beginning of the year, everything was ready to go, contracts, all of it was announced by the club. Wendell will no longer be coming to Botafogo due to sanctions that have been imposed on Russia and any Russian businesses and American businesses. Botafogo is SAF is listed under John Texter, which is it's an American company, which is going to be in the New York Stock Exchange soon. The club is having a hard time paying the Russians from Zenit for Artur. The Russians were able to pay for Luis Enrique just fine. The problem is money coming into the country. Money leaving the country is not a problem, but coming into Russia, it's an issue. And it's been an issue since Botafogo purchased Artur, and the fact that it's been an ongoing issue with no end in sight caused Botafogo to break the contract and will it's, it wasn't a unilateral decision according to the press. It was a mutual decision. The Russians can't receive the money, Botafogo can't pay the money. So most likely Wendo's going to end up in a Brazilian uh, team and just on another team. And honestly, most likely Flamengo, which is a shame because Wendell is such a great player. And um, there have been talks of him saying that he's already getting his life in order in Rio and that he believed in Botafogo's project and he was caught by surprise. So not even the player knew what was happening. So very disappointing to see. Cuiabano has been getting inquiries and not formal bids from multiple clubs from the Premier League. Manchester United. Um, there's also talks of Brighton, Forest. There's other clubs in England. I can't remember them all right now. But I know there's also been talks of Arsenal and Nottingham Forest and Fulham for Igor Jesus. But Cuiabano, if there's any player that I think is going to leave in this transfer window, is Cuiabano. I think that after the World Cup of Clubs, we will no longer have Cuiabano. Because I say that because Botafogo is really close to signing a left back from Juventude called Abner. And so much so that the player will not be, actually, the player was not included in the list of um, included players for the upcoming Brasileirão match that Juventude will play, because if that happens, that will be Abner's seventh match for Juventude. And if a player has 7 games in the Brasileirão, they cannot transfer to any other club because they won't be able to play. So Abner is at 6. He was not included in the list. He is not included in any pre-game activities with his current club. So he will most likely be leaving be coming into the club because Cuiabano is leaving. Again, nothing is confirmed, but I'd say it's the 99% chance that Cuiabano will leave because Abner is coming. So lots of transfer talks. This is a really busy time of the year for transfers. So let's talk about inside the pitch, because since I last talked to you guys, Botafogo did play a match versus Capital, and if you guys don't remember because you haven't been watching, it's for the Copa do Brasil. And in the Copa do Brasil, Botafogo beat Capital at home by 4-0, which basically got Botafogo one step closer to the qualifying for the round of 16, which Botafogo did. However, Botafogo lost to Capital by 1-0. Botafogo played with a bunch of reserves, with a bunch of substitutes, had a terrible performance. I mean, terrible performance. I felt bad for the fans of Brasilia that went to see this awful game. But nonetheless, it's Botafogo aggregate score 4-1. We move through. We're in the round of 16, and we are well underway to play the Copa do Brasil. Tomorrow, Botafogo plays Universidad de Chile, Laú, at the Newton Santos, 7:30 for the last game of the group stage of the Libertadores. So Botafogo and Universidad de Chile will play. If Botafogo wins, it's an automatic qualification to the round of 16 as well of the Libertadores. If Botafogo loses, then it complicates our lives very, 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 very much. And if Botafogo ties, I think Botafogo's through, but a win is basically required. Botafogo has to win this game. There will be 32,000 plus fans at the Newton Santos. There will be yet again another amazing tifo, another amazing mosaic by the Movimento Ninguém Ama Como a Gente, is Nobody Loves Like Us, the movement of supporters that go the 24 hours before the match. They set up the stands and everything. It's a beautiful party. And so that will be tomorrow. And upcoming matches will be against Santos at the Vila Belmiro. Santos is going through a tough time right now. And this will be Sunday, June 1st. And then Wednesday, June 4th against Ceará. After that, Botafogo will be on its way to the United States, right here on the States. Unfortunately, not in Texas, which makes my life that much harder if I want to go watch a game. But they will be playing in Seattle first against Seattle Sounders, and then PSG, and then Atletico Madrid, and both at the Rose Bowl in California, where Brazil won its fourth World Cup. I will be bringing a World Cup of Clubs special, which I will be talking about the club, Botafogo, and I'll be giving previews of the upcoming matches. So stay tuned for that. If you're new here, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, especially if you're over here looking for Botafogo information for the World Cup of Clubs. This is the place to be. Until the next one.